Hello. Hey, today Grandma wants to continue telling you some of the story of Moses and when the children of Israel finally get to leave Egypt. And it's called the Exodus because they are exiting Egypt. As soon as Pharaoh said they could go, the children of Israel quickly gathered their families and their possessions and left Egypt. The Lord led them by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. The Lord had promised Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and their descendants that they could have the land known as Israel. The Lord did not want the Israelites to travel through the land of the Philistines, which was the shortest way. He knew that if the Philistines attacked them, the Israelites would probably return to Egypt. Sometimes it's easier to return to what we know, even if it wasn't very nice, rather than face the unknown. We have to have courage. So the Lord led them through the wilderness by the Red Sea. When Pharaoh found that the Israelites had left the country and had not gone merely to offer sacrifice to their God, he was angry. He did not want to lose his slaves. Pharaoh gathered 600 chariots, all of his horses and horsemen, and his entire army, and started after the Israelites. When the children of Israel, who were camped near the Red Sea, saw the Egyptians coming, they were terrified. They cried to Moses, "It had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness." They didn't want to die. Moses was not afraid. He knew the Lord was with them. He said, "Fear not, but stand still and see what the Lord will show you this day." The angel of God, who had led the camp of Israel in the cloud and fire, moved between them and the Egyptians. He looked like a cloud of darkness to the Egyptians, but a light to the Israelites. Moses stretched his hand out over the Red Sea, and the Lord caused a strong east wind to blow all that night. It divided the sea and made the land between the walls of water dry. The children of Israel, having faith in God and Moses, started through the sea. With water towering on both sides of them like great walls, they traveled across the sea bottom. The Egyptians had to be slowed down, or they would overtake the Lord's people before they had all crossed. So the Lord caused the wheels to fall from the Egyptians' chariots so that they dragged heavily in the dirt. The Israelites hurried their families and flocks. Freedom lay ahead and death behind, but they knew the Lord was with them. The Egyptians followed, slowed by their broken chariots. They were frightened and would have turned back, but Pharaoh commanded them to recapture the slaves. They could not understand what miracle was holding the waters back. They followed the Israelites. As soon as the last Israelite reached the far shore, Moses once again stretched forth his hand over the sea. The walls of water flowed back to their normal level, covering the Egyptians and their horses and chariots. Not a single soldier or animal of Pharaoh's army was spared. The Lord had directed Moses to lead his chosen people out of bondage. He had preserved them once again, and he hoped that they would live in such a way that they could enjoy the blessings of the gospel and freedom. The Israelites gave thanks to the Lord. They had witnessed the plagues and the miracle of dividing the Red Sea. They had been led by the pillar of cloud and the pillar of fire. They believed in the Lord and in his chosen servant Moses, and they wanted to be God's people once more. And we would wish that after all these tremendous miracles that have been happening to them and in their lives that they had witnessed, that they would stay faithful and continue to live the gospel and keep the commandments. But we will see that it didn't take very long for many of them to go back to their old ways and breaking commandments and not doing what they were supposed to. And that is sad. I hope that we can always do what's right and follow the Lord and keep his commandments, because that is the way for safety and happiness. Remember, Grandma loves you.